Hello, Chris from My Stamp Lady. I'm hoping to inspire your rubber stamping today with this beautiful card using the Reason for the Season stamp set. This is a two-step stamping set, meaning that this image here you stamp on top of this image to get the color inside of the leaves, or the petals, and this image is stamped on top of the leaves. So I'll get started and show you what I mean. So this 5x5 card, I started with a piece of 10x5 cardstock scored in half and folded to make my card base. So I am going to start with these two images. This is the main image of the flower, the one that you would stamp to color in the details. There is this little extra piece of plastic right here on the photopolymer set, and that's to tell you which side is up to coordinate with this piece of plastic right there. So this is going to set in like that around the image. So as long as you remember that there's this little extra kind of point of photopolymer and those two line up. So I'm going to do the background, and I'm going to do it in Mossy Meadow, on Mossy Meadow cardstock. I'm just going to go around and stamp that. You could leave it just like this if you want, but I decided to add in the petals to make my flowers a bit larger. So still lining that up, using that little arrow tells me that that's the way to line it up. Okay, so I've added the leaves behind. Now because I did it monochromatic, it's kind of hard to tell that these are the leaves. It just kind of looks like it makes a larger flower, which I was fine with. I liked it like that. So I'm going to set this aside. Okay, so now I have my outline that I want to stamp, and that little extra arrow type on the photopolymer is right there. I'm going to ink this in black. This is the direction that I want the flower in, so I'm going to stamp that like that, but here's my little arrow. It's right down in this corner, so I need to remember that to make it easier to line up the images. So I've cleaned off my flower stamp, lining up that little arrow down here, and then you can tell it's much easier to line up your images. Cleaned this off and re-inked it with Real Red. Now I have some Mossy Meadow on here. Finding that arrow again will help me line this up, and we're going to stamp right over the black leaves here. There you go, and look at how easy that is to color that. So the next step is with the A Very Merry Christmas. And we'll put the sentiment down here. Okay. I have the powder on my image here, so now I'm going to warm up my heat tool, and once it's warmed up I will heat set the powder. I am going to mat it on I'm going to mat it with a piece of Real Red cardstock, and then mat that onto this gold foil. I've added dimensionals to the back, and this will just go into the center of my card base. Okay, then to add a little bit of interest, I added these Home for the Holidays or Home for Christmas enamel dots. They have a little piece of white paper on the back, and I found if I've just stuck my point of my scissor in there, I've often separated those, so I've taken to kind of pulling it down a little bit just to make sure that that little white paper stays on the back. So now I've added the enamel dots on the front there, and of course if you need a square envelope, you want to check out the envelope punch board to make the perfect envelope for this card. If you have any questions about what I've done, don't hesitate to contact me, Chris at mystamplady.com. All of the supplies are in my online store at shopwithmystamplady.com. And if you like videos like this, I would really appreciate a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.